Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today we'll dive into scaling up and digitalize self-service laundry with technology. Let's keep an open mind, embrace curiosity, and make the most of this journey together. And please welcoming us. My name is Christina as a product marketer. Also, our speaker today, Hanzong as Laundry product manager.
Hi guys.
Uh, yeah. So the first thing we're gonna do is this polling session where you have about 3 minutes to considering your answer. I hope you guys willingly to help us to fulfill this form up. All right, so here we have uh, three questions. Here I see the top three answer. First one is high competition from other laundromat in the area, and also encouraging repeat business. Also, you guys facing this keep up with the latest technology trends. There is also mostly people choose remote machine monitoring for faster troubleshooting and reduced downtime for the second question, and also loyalty programs. And the third most answer is customer feedback survey.
Yeah, I guess we
Yeah,
are we are done with the poll.
that's up. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your participation. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what we are going to answer today is why you guys need to scale and digitize, and how how you guys need to manage to scale and digitize in this business. And Hansong will answer your question here.
So hi guys, I'm Hanzong. You can call me Chin also. So the first question, as what Christy had introduced, that we want to answer why scaling up and digitize self self-service laundry with technology. Why do you even want to do that, right? So I will give you a few perspective in here. So the first thing that why this is important is because economy of scale. What it means by that is actually a decrease in cost per unit output. So in self-service laundry itself, right, you can see this direct impact through standardization, specialization in the internal team. For example, your maintenance team, your cleaning service. Second thing you can also see in like on the management part, like outsourcing service like accounting service. Instead of doing yourself, you have a team to help you to do, right? The third thing that you can see is actually on the consumable. With a volume purchase, right, you may experience some better pricing, better discount, like your detergent, your LPG, right? So if you look at the cost structure, right, on the of a self-service laundry, you can see there will be like things like cleaning fees, uh, care line, uh, maintenance fee, and also maintenance management fee. So all these things, right? You realize that regardless you are managing one outlet, five outlet, or there will be actually you are giving out you're having using the same amount of resources. So just like how five outlet are not so much difference than the 10 outlet operation, right? So the lesser impact you can see in the chemical restock, the gas restock, and also the cleaning supply. Just like as you purchase in bulk, you have better you able to reduce the cost, and in the end, it will actually enable you to have higher profitability, right? But of course, there will be fixed costs like licensing fee, utilities, and rentals, lah, right? So the second perspective that I want to give you is that you will able to get larger chunk of market. And why is it important? Because more customer you get will result in higher sales. You can look at the simple formula at the bottom, right? Where your average sales value times your number of transaction times your number of customer will be times your profit margin will be your absolute profit. So with larger chunk of market, you actually establish the brand presence and loyalty will establish, and you can even take on the industry leadership position. So the number of transaction in this case it will be achieved through the better customer service and loyalty program, and number of customer will be able to achieve through expansion itself. So as you can see, a traditional retail outlet, right? There's a they call the range of service where you can see from our office currently there's 5 minute driving distance. These are the range that people will just need to spend 5 minute driving license distance. So for same goes to you. With more location, right? The number of amount of people that you're able to serve will also increase because the radius that you cover will also expand, right? But of course, when there's a good side in scaling up, there will also be bad side about it.
Okay, so uh, based on our experience so far, there is three most issue related to business management, uh, which is increased complexity in communication and management, and you guys must be need new skills, and in expenditure side, must be bigger workforce and increase in fixed costs such as rental place. And the last one, brand dilution, where failure in delivery, consistency, and also bad customer experience.
Oh, okay. Just like what Christian mentioned, right? So these are the problem that you will face as you undergo this scaling up process. So that is where you came in with a digitization, where you want to solve it through digitization. So in the so so in this webinar, I will also share with you how you can actually resolve this issue. So I always like the quote, like they say the data is a new oil. So it's like oil, the very data is valuable, but it's when it's unrefined, right? It cannot be really used. So the first thing in this process, right, you have to capture your data wisely. So what it means by that actually is actually for you to capture all the necessary data, like sales, utility, the customer data. Only when you capture the necessary data, then you can do analyze based on the information. You can modify your business plan, your promotion, and even your operation without a lot of guesswork. No, so you actually making a data-driven decision. So in our case, that Londro provide you with tools, our the for you to have a clear view on your sales, utility, and also help you to manage your customer data through our CRM in loyalty. So let me give you an example on how you actually do an interpretation through the data, right? So you can see in here, right? For example, you notice there's a high volume in number of customer in the weekend throughout the week, right? So what you may want to do during that period is that maybe and you can see the trend is higher on the weekend, but is lower on the weekday, or the worst one will be on Wednesday. S- So what you can do is actually you can actually increase like having a promotion on specifically on the Wednesday that you actually can increase the number of people that then reduce the load of people that go to your outlet during the weekend and shift it a bit through to the weekdays, right? And then if you want to see into in a more details, right, you can also see that on this specific day, right, there's a high volume. Then what caused this kind of high volume? It could be, and then when you do a correlation comparison, you can actually see on this specific day there's actually a rain. The rain happened during that period, so the weather is not so good. That's why you can see overwhelming of people are using dryer more than the washer, right? Okay. So next thing you want to see if of course to compare in terms of the preference. So you see from when you want to make a decision, you want to know which are the your customer preference. Is it a cool, hot, cool? Is it in a washer? In this case, in Malaysia perspective, we offer three, like cold run, hot run, and warm run for your customer. So what is your customer preference in that sense, right? And then you have to make a further analyze. What will be the contribution of through your machine type? So which are the machine types that you have to be focused on? So for example, let's say if you were to make one decision, which is to purchase a new machine or to make an offer on specific uh, uh this run type, right? Which are the decision that how do you want to claim how do you want to make that decision? So this will be the important indication and information for you to use as a reference. All right. So then we can go into even details like we map up the sales in an hourly format, right? So you may also realize that actually your best hours will be on the in, in this case will be from evening to 6. So this will be your best hours actually. And your worst hour will be on midnight from at 4 to 8 in the morning. So let's say if you were to do a promotion, right? Which will be your focus area. So you know that the promotion should actually be done in the period where you have lower sales instead of in the period that where you have higher sales. The information, right? If you are not captured through a digital, the way that you're able to capture this information is to have a people to stand by in the outlet to capture the hourly sales information, right? So the next thing that we want to do as you know the issue that we face like band dilution, you want to deliver a consistency. What it means by that? It means that you have to have a standardization and documentation on your process and your procedure. For example, your cleaning standard and your machine performance, right? So, and to achieve this, right, you need to spend your time and effort to do onboarding and training for your new staff, right? So, and once you have that, you have your new staff, the training, you should be able to delegate your tasks and manage it through technology. And if you, you capture enough information, you can actually move from time-based schedule to event-based schedule for your maintenance, right? So on in our same goes uh, same thing in Londro, we provide your staff access. You can actually create a staff access that they can see have limited capability, but they're able to help you with your business process. Documentation, we also are able um, to be utilized through multiple type of platform, through your desktop, to your mobile phone, right? And we allow remote management. For example, you can do activation remotely, right? So the next thing we also have the customer service, customer relationship management, like the voucher, all these things, right? So all these plan that you are using will be able to deliver consistently to your customer. So for example, right, you were to delegate your staff to help you with your customer service. The idea is to improve your customer service, right? You can what you can do actually, we have this so-called we have remote activation where you can actually see the life status of your machine, right? And you can actually uh, share access to your staff for them to do some refund activity. Let's say the customer call, they can do a refund, coin stuck, they can do a refund, or they have to do some repay, right? They can, so you can see that this refund process, right, is actually prevent the outflow of money from your business itself. Instead, that you reward internally to your customer, right? And all this, you can see the background table is actually activity log. Whoever make the payment for the customer, there'll be a recording whether it's staff A, staff B, what are the amount. So in this case, there will be like check and balance that you don't have to worry on the abuse of the access to the system, right? So to deliver consistency, you also want to have a area where the customer are able to provide you a feedback on your outlet itself, right? So if you look at unattended business itself, right, you realize that it's very hard for you to able to capture your customer feedback unless you personally are in the outlet or your staff are in the outlet and ask the customer itself, are you happy when using our service? What are the things that you are not happy with? Is the machine is good enough? Is it the cleanliness is good enough? So through Rondro, you are able to capture all this information as the customer is making the payment, right? And all of these, right, are actually an insight for you to know what are the area of improvement and how do you do follow up, right? So the customer, let's say when they do review, right, definitely there'll be comments like, oh, the the machine is not working, like the cleanliness is not there during this time. You can actually engage with the customer that have bad experience and sort of the problem, like provide, for example, providing a new voucher, right, to them, right? So all of this, right, will allow you to have a consistent customer experience throughout all the outlet, and it will allow you to have better customer experience. So so the customer will have same experience regardless which outlet that they visit, right? So in the same time, is prevent so-called what is mentioned earlier is a dilution, right? Means that the brand that you build from time will not be dilute due to the bad practice of your staff or inconsistent deliver experience, right? So you can see, right? Same goes to delivering the experience. You also want our system will allow you to know when is the best time to do cost cash collection, when is the best time to do maintenance, when the best time to do token refill if you are using token, right? And what it will help you to do is that all this information, it can actually increase the number of outlet per staff. Normally, in a you will assign a staff to take care of, like for example, 3 outlet per person. But with technology, you're able to scale up actually. You the staff might actually can take care of 10 outlet. On in the customer service perspective, they can actually take care of everything through the system that we provide and the tools that we provide, right? So instead of logging every event in a WhatsApp group, which we always see a lot of business operator, the laundry operator that do that, you can actually record in our system itself, where things are more organized, and you realize that there is a case that, for example, you are looking for what happened during last year in June. In WhatsApp, you realize that it's very, very difficult for you to obtain that information, right? That's why in this formula, it will help you to increase the operation efficiency that you have, will actually increase your also profit margin, right? So the third most important things, right, for you to create a winning customer experience. So in our perspective, even self-service laundry itself is a retail business where the engagement with customer is important and the customer experience is also important. So what you can do is that you can list out how do you engage with your customer. What are the ways that you can engage with the customer? And you can set out metrics like average response time, first call to solution, right? All of this information will help you to actually improve and help you to create your winning customer experience. And things like feedback that what you see just now, right, can also be see and measure your customer satisfaction, right, through the feedback. Of course, ease of use and convenience through the alternate payment option that are one of the things that Laundry itself offer, right? So we have active feedback collection, we have referral, we have loyalty program, remote activation, and also alternative payment option, like cashless. Instead, so what it means by that, let me explain a bit more, is that instead of traditionally where your machine is only accept token by itself, you actually offer a second payment method on your machine. For example, you have a QR code where the customer can actually scan. So in the event that a customer have no token as running out of token, you realize that your machine is still working, right? Nothing will went wrong with your machine. It means that the business operation still continue. So why is this important, right? Why all this important on in your creating a customer? As you can see in Malaysia age group, right, from the statistics department, our largest age group from 15 to 44, those people are a digital savvy generation, right? And those people will be your future customer, right? And they will understand the importance of your experience in your outlet and how you can engage with them. So your digital presence will also definitely be important, right? Then let me show you another statistic, is that on the e-wallet side, right, comparing to our peers, our adaptation is actually quite significant and quite good. So, which also means that the your digitalization process, right, will not go. It's a route that you have to go due to the change in the trend in the customer itself, right? So, as you can see, let me go back to the formula itself. Your your to create a winning customer experience, you have the customer have first they need to have a perceived value for for you, right? Okay, this translate into your average value of sales, like why your competitor can sell, why some person can sell at a higher price, why can't some person can't sell at a higher price, because that's how you actually differentiate yourself from your competitor. The second thing that you have to focus on is the number of transaction. The customer service and loyalty will be the critical things for you to incentivize your customer, increase the retention so that they keep coming to your customer. So in a single customer, they will have more transaction with yourself, right? Because they see that, oh, I have create an account here, and then I was incentivized to spend more in the outlet. I was giving some voucher when I spend more in the outlet, right? And through expansion, you're able to reach more number of customer, right? Reaching, uh, like what we say just now, right? You can have your outlet itself is reachable within 10 minutes, and they always provide the customer itself with a consistent service quality service of quality lah. Quality of service, sorry, right? So all of this, right, you will be with this you will make yourself become a first choice, a go-to place for your customer itself, right? And the last thing is the operation efficiency. Digitalization will help you to increase your operation efficiency, which means that it reduce your overhead through managing more effectively, right? So in short, let me do a summary. So if you were to understand why you need to you need to scale up and digitize, there's two reasons. You need to reach more customer, you need to achieve economy of scale, right? As you grow, you realize that some cost is a fixed cost, and some some are actually flat across the number of outlet that you have, right? For example, having a management, your accounting service, regardless having one store, two store, 10 store, 20 store, you also need an accounting service, right? And but how do you do that? So there's three steps that you can do. You have to use your data wisely. You need to deliver consistency in your customer experience, and you need to create a winning customer experience, right? So these are my sharing with you on why and how you need to scale up and digitize your self-service laundry with technology.
All right. Thank you for your informative. So this we are going to open Q&A session for those who going to asking can click on the Q&A button beside the raise hand.
Yeah, you can see your Q&A button actually
Mm.
at the bottom. If you have any question, feel free to ask us.
All right. So here we got one question from Li Wei. What role does automation play in scaling up self-service laundry?
Mm, so in my perspective, right,
Mhm.
the automation itself in this context, I think it refer to marketing automation. For example, that when your customer spend enough have enough transaction in your outlet, right? They are giving some voucher, but they have to be notified. So you're able to notify, or you are enable the referral program. So if your customer share to their friend and their friend actually use the referral code, so you can actually notify them and encourage them to came to the outlet and do make the spending, right? So I believe the automation is very important in particular case is in the marketing side where you yourself able to reach your customer regardless they are here or they are not here. It means that they're at home. You're able to reach them. You have a way to actually interact and engage with them. Yeah, I hope that answer your question.
Okay. Okay, we have another question about how to choose a good digitalized system.
Mm. So in our perspective, in my perspective, right? s- So the first thing you have I think in the product in the market size, right? In the market, I will not say that we have there definitely have a lot of different product that cater for different needs in the market, right? So, but in our case, we approach the solution in a different way that we see the things as a complete in a two side, right? So for a specific outlet, right, you need to have two things. You need to have a management side where operate and you actually streamline your operation, see that it's more, I mean, achieve efficiency. And second part where you have a loyalty part of it with CRM, where you actually engage with your customer and provide a channel for you to interact with your customer. And specifically for the self-service unattended business, it's important for you to have a method to actually interact with your customer. Else, you will not be able to differentiate yourself with your customer. So these two things, I think I will see it as a good complete solution lah. So if you ask me how to see whether it's good or not, so I think the first question we have to answer whether the solution is it complete and fit all your needs or not. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one. We're going to just answer one more question on how can they attract the return of investment after implementing new technology.
Uh, so in my perspective, right?
Mhm.
So for the ROI measurement, right, there's a few things that you can start with. So So there's a few perspective lah, right? The first thing is on the customer traffic, whether it improve your customer traffic, right? The second thing, the second information that you can track is the the customer or the increase in revenue for your customer, right? The third things you can see is customer satisfaction with the implementation of the this one. So is customer satisfaction, and then another thing is on the cost side is itself whether you are able to actually reduce or streamline operation. So these are the four metrics that you can actually put a numbers in or put an indicator in for you to make some measurements, right? And of course, to do it to give it a certain time frame, right? You can actually analyze it from a more detailed perspective, like see your net profit in the end when you are implementing the system in an extended, for example, you take a 6 month period, so you put that duration as a reference point.
Okay, thank you for answering those questions. So, mm, the next thing I'm going to inform you guys about our new next webinar. I hope everyone can join again. Uh, yeah, the next webinar will be we will talking about self-service laundry, but will be specifically about our loyalty system and will be held on 23rd May. Okay, then see you there. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us today.
So we are actually on a webinar series. So we are actually sharing more information on how the loyalty program works in the self-service laundry and how you actually establish a single point of truth, how the customer experience, how important is customer experience in the attended business itself.
Okay. Actually, we have one more question. Do you have, do are you going to answer again?
Let's see our time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we still have enough time, I guess. Yes.
Okay. So here's a questioning about, do we have data on how many percentage of people are paying using e-wallet in laundry in average?
Mm, so for to answer this, right?
Mhm.
I think I think we have done quite a decent number of outlet. So what I can answer you is that the demographic and the operator itself play a big role in this one. So the demographics, it means that in the area that you are in, whether people know the information about people are, for example, you take an example of a city area, you definitely see a higher adaptation in digitalization compared to the rural area, urban areas against rural area. So, but that is only one dimension of the equation. The second equation is how the operator itself incentivize their customer to use the digital solution, right? So there's a few things that our customer have done. For example, they give a discount, they give a differentiated pricing when the customer are using cashless versus when the customer are using uh, traditional token or traditional cash method. So this different actually incentivize their customer to actually um, register, use, and practice how to actually make payment through the application itself. So in that specific case, right, they actually do I think a big discount in for 1 month, and then they actually able to achieve like I think close to 70% of the people are in use cashless during that period. But of course, when the promotion period stop, right, you see the numbers actually reduce. The number reduce, but when it reduce, right, it's actually I think after that we see the it's actually reduced until 50%. But you can see that this is a exercise, exercise for the operator, and and their that specific location, right, is also is considered as a, it's not really rural, but it's a suburban area where the people are not well. I think it's during that period also people. I think during that period consider to now that you can see it's almost like the rural area now, right? So you can see that the trend go down, but it's a actually I think quite a decent number, lah, right? Okay.
All
I hope
right.
that answer your question also.
Mm, okay. Okay, then uh, our session comes to the end, and we'll see you guys in on 23rd May again.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time coming here.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.